Hey, church families, Pastor Wirtz here. I just wanted to give you a little update about tonight's service. It's going to start in about a half hour, and we're going to have our very special missionary guest, Brother Michael Huggins and his family with us tonight, and he's going to share a little bit of a report with you about what's going on in Brazil. And I just really want you to tune in, and feel free to, in the comment section, say hello and say we're praying for you, brother. And of course, hey, here's a couple questions that I might have about some of the things that are going on there in Brazil, and I know that he would be blessed by that. I'm really excited about some of the missionaries that we have and the work that they're doing, and Brother Huggins and his wife are doing a great work and learning the language, but he's going to tell you all about that. But I wanted to encourage you just to kind of, you know what, be ready. Right about 6 o'clock, we're going to go on, and he'll be coming on, and you're going to have a good time with our missionary. So please interact with him and encourage him, and I think it'll be very helpful to all of us as we think about the gospel going forward. We think about what is going to be happening in Brazil, the gospel going out, people being reached, and what our part is in all of that, okay? God bless you guys, and we're going to see you right here on Facebook, right at 6 o'clock, your time here, folks. And
just to introduce ourselves, we are the Huggins family. We're your missionaries in Brazil, and we're excited to be here. We're glad to be able to take part of a church service with you in Arizona. Thank you, Pastor Wirtz, and this is a special blessing for us, and so we're looking forward to this opportunity. And we do have the star of the show here. This is our daughter Elena. She just turned 1 last month, so she's kept us busy quite a bit, and you can see that she does have me wrapped around her finger quite a bit. So we just want to start off thanking you guys very much for your prayers and support, and just encouragement you've been through this whole time. We've gotten to know you a little bit while we're there, but we want you to kind of know a little bit more about what's going on here in Brazil. So we arrived in Brazil in January and started working on our paperwork. A lot of things got put on hold, as everybody knows, the COVID, and it pretty much started our lockdown about March, and just quarantine. It was pretty bad here in São Paulo. We were allowed to go do grocery store runs, pharmacies, things like that, but for the most part it was just stay indoors, and which was great. We got to spend a lot of time as a family, and got to develop and grow as a family, which is very important, especially on the mission field and being away from other family back in the States. But we've enjoyed our time here, and thank you guys for doing what you do to make sure we can be here. And just want to give you an update about what's been going on since our last letter. And we have our
phone should be vertical.
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
We have our paperwork for our residency, and it's only a year, but it goes back to about the time for January. So we're working on actually renewing it right now with our sponsor, and we're going to have a meeting tomorrow with them. So we've had some great opportunities for witnessing and dealing with people. We have had this tract printed up, a bunch of boxes of them, and I think it was in our last letter. It's called The Ultimate Cure, and it's based off a tract we used back in the States, and it's, as you can see, it's like almost the size of a flyer from a hospital or a doctor's office, something like that. So it's been received very well, and we've actually posted it on our Facebook page for a ministry here in Brazil. And about 2 weeks ago, we got a response from a man named Valdir that he put his salvation prayer in there. And so we're extremely excited to hear about that and able to send them some verses and things to encourage them. And so that's somebody you're going to meet in heaven. You may never meet him in this life, but I'm sure he'll come to you and thank you for what you did to keep us here. So that's a blessing. On another part, we have it's okay. Sorry about this. We're new to this, so we're trying to figure it out. So okay. we're just gonna give you guys some extra laughs here. So, yes. So we have our paperwork. We were waiting at the federal police station, and my wife got a really good chance to witness to a lady named Kareen, and it really helped us appreciate what we have in America and what was there, and just how the family structure is generally set. And she was just a lady that, you know, did make some good choices in life. She ended up having twins, and one of her twins was sold as basically a child prostitute, and it was a very sad story. And my wife got a really good chance to give her a clear gospel presentation, and she went away thinking very much on that. And she's, strangely enough, she's a Tao Buddhist. So if you could remember her name is Kareen. And so again, just thank you guys for what you do, and we'll see if we can get some of these questions here. If you guys are watching. Let's see. All right. Okay. So we'll start off this way. This may be a little better. So, welcome, church, Canyon Church. We thank you guys for joining with us. We are looking forward to this time with you, and gave you a little bit of update here before, but just want to get into some questions here. If you guys have anything you'd like to ask, I'll scroll down through here and see. You can see we're novices at this. All right. Okay, so the language, we see a question there. Our language is actually Portuguese. And it was from the 1500s. A Portuguese man named Cabral discovered Brazil. And since that, they've colonized it. And mostly everybody here speaks Portuguese. And it's not really the Portuguese from Portugal. It's actually hard for the Brazilians to understand them. But language is going great.
Are you holding the thing over there?
Let me see if this was better. How's that? Sorry about that. The language is going great. We're at our third level actually right now, and we have there's about 3 more till they consider us fluent, and we got about 6 more levels to go before we finish the whole course. But I don't know if you can hear that. Our beautiful little 1-year-old daughter. She's gonna give you a Brazilian update.
So it's actually what, 10:30, 11 here? I think they were asking the time. What time is
Okay,
it?
it's about 10 here. We're, I think, about 4 hours difference. So I think what's probably stranger or more difficult for us to get used to is we just started spring. So it's actually very hot right now. It's about 90 degrees. So we're gonna have, they call it Christmas in July. So it's Christmas time is pouring sweat. So all right, and if anybody has any questions, we're open to that.
Elena is 1 year old, so she turned 1 August 20th. So she's jabbering away and loves it here. Here, say hi. Say hola. Say hola, tudo bem? Hola, tudo bem? Huh? Hola, tudo bem?
And you want to see a very good door opener for witnessing, and this is it. Everybody here loves Elena, and they always stop and talk to her and say, "Oi, princesa, princesa."
I really think she understands Portuguese, don't you? She's going to be teaching us Portuguese. She'll be speaking it better than us, I'm sure, by the time she's 2.
The COVID here, as far as how much it hit São Paulo, was pretty bad, just because everybody's packed on top of each other. There's apartments and just sky rises about as far as you can see when you look over the horizon. So it hit pretty bad here, and it's just now starting to lighten up. But for that, our language teacher, the mom of our language teacher, name's Rumida. She had gotten COVID and was in a coma for about 3-4 days on a ventilator for about almost 2 weeks, and they thought she was going to pass. And the church here, people we knew were praying for her. And she's not a Christian. She's been raised Catholic. Her daughter, who is our teacher, has been raised Catholic, and so we use that as an opportunity to try to witness to them too, and also just show them some kindness and love. And we sent them some treats, some teas and snacks and things like that to show them some people are not just praying for them but care for them. And that was a good thing. It opened up some doors for us. We also sent them a devotional book that actually we found out about a week ago that the mother reads it every day, and it's got many times it's got the gospel presentation through there. So if you guys could pray for Bruna and Rumida for their salvation. So let me see if I missed some questions. The percentage of Christians in Brazil. Brazil is actually the largest Roman Catholic country in the world. It's 65% Roman Catholic with about 100 million Catholics. So they consider them Christians, but unfortunately there's not a lot out there that are truly saved. I would love to be able to do some chalk talks. I've done actually just a sermon with an interpreter, but right now, especially with the COVID, we haven't had a chance to get out there and do a chalk talk unless I get maybe somebody to come interpret for us. But Brazilians absolutely love artwork, and you go through the city, you'll see it all over the walls everywhere you look. So it's a great tool the Lord's allowed me to use in the States, and we're looking forward to using it here. Let's see. Seen beautiful places while we were here. Really, we haven't been outside of São Paulo. It's a big, huge city. It takes us probably 25 minutes to get to church, and you're still not even on the outskirts of city. So it's just a huge city. About 21 million live in the metropolitan area. So we're hoping to eventually, actually the pastor here told us you're going to need to get out of the city and get out of the just daily chaos and traffic and just get a break for a little bit. So we hope we can do that sometime soon. Pentecostal movement is very big here in Brazil. In fact, there's Pentecostal Baptists, there's Pentecostal Catholics. Some of the Catholic churches even have healing services and tongue services. It's very much a problem here, just because they see how dead the Catholic services are. They want something more lively. Brazilians are very lively people, and so they gravitate towards the Pentecostals. And it's just one of the things that the feeling's there, but it's an empty feeling. So we've gotten to deal with some of those and hopefully open up some doors with them as well. As far as the traffic, it's crazy traffic. So we're very intimidated we're hoping to get our driver's license here soon, and we have a vehicle up in another state we're trying to get transferred. But it's crazy with motorcycles flying between you about 20 miles an hour faster than what you're driving. And they say in the city there's death. They call them motor boys. The motorcycles, at least one of them die every day. So it's just bad traffic. And the road conditions aren't very good. There's potholes, and so your cars, they have to get inspected and they have to get worked on constantly. Yeah, so 21 million people, it's a hard number for a small town boy like me, coming from a town of about 50,000. So yeah, it's a shock. Maybe we'll see the baby. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody's questions here. Major cultural differences is time. They don't really live on a time schedule. Like your appointments, if you're 30 minutes late when somebody invites you out for dinner, that's what you should do. They also are part of our language school is cultural class. So one of the things they told us is you're eating a meal with somebody at their house and you don't like it at all, whatever the dish is, or it's just not something you eat. It's extremely insulting to them to tell the host that the meal was not good. They say, yes, outright lie. Say it's great, it's a wonderful meal, and about everything. So,
But the Brazilian food is really good, so
yeah,
you don't have to lie.
We've never had
It's
trouble
really
with
good.
it, and pricked by it. So we've loved everything we've eaten. So. Being stuck inside, somewhat, thankfully, 15 minutes from here, there's a park that they just opened up about a month ago that we're able to walk around sometimes during the afternoon just to see something other than buildings. But it is part of the advantage of living in a city. We have a lot of opportunities to get tracts out. We're not well enough on the language where we can witness the people by ourselves, but I can see how it's a great opportunity living in the big city. They say hi, princess.
Aww.
Hi, princess.
In Portuguese, it's princesa. So some words are similar, which is nice, but she understands. Say hi. Say hi. Can you say hola?
Hola. Yes, they have you're pretty much free to pass out tracts wherever. And then also preaching, they have also freedom of speech laws set up, and they're not quite as clear as they are in the state. So that's something that I would have to check on the city rules and regulations on that. But I think with having Elena, they're not really going to tell us no to anything. But and for the U.S. Right now, where we're at, especially São Paulo, they really like Americans, and they treat Americans very well. And it's also a benefit to us because they want to know about us. They want to know about American culture, and it's very easy to make friends here in Brazil with a complete stranger. And it's kind of strange because they view Americans more as individualistic, and they view Brazilians more like just one big family. And so we've gotten all kinds of help when we go shop at the grocery store and stumble through talking to the lady at the cash register or asking for help, at a market or something like that. And people are very kind here. They'll talk slower. They'll try to use what English words they have, and they're extremely kind, very helpful. And we found the Brazilian people to be very great people. We've been here. I know probably the first part of the video we were on a slant here, so we've been here since January. So we've only been here about 8 months, and I can understand a good bit of what's going on. It's just very difficult for speaking in Portuguese, but we're able to understand quite a bit. So we're glad we jumped into language school pretty quickly. So that helped us out a lot. All right. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody on here. All right. Anyone else have any other questions? Well, we definitely thank you guys very much. If we didn't get it earlier, you as a church are encouragement to us. You're a blessing to us. We appreciate your prayers and just kindness to us, and it's encouraging to be able to do something like this. It really does make us feel connected with our friends back in the States. So it's a little bit of culture shock, but you guys really help us out. Yes, they started the close down here in Brazil about the middle of March for the lockdown. Well, it's definitely a joint effort. I think we realize even more now that we couldn't do what we're doing here without you guys holding us up, holding the ropes. That's the city set on a hill. It's a joint effort. Yes, thank you all very much. It was a somewhat tough for Elena's first birthday. We had to do that in lockdown on a video, and just missing her parent, her dad, and things like that. But Lord's merciful. All right. Anybody else? We thank you guys very much for letting us join with you and take part of your service here tonight. It's a blessing to us. Hopefully we'll be able to connect again with you sometime. I don't know if everybody caught it. My wife Lydia there, and our beautiful 1-year-old Elena.
Give kisses. Kisses.
She says, "Thank you guys for everything you do for us." That's her saying, "Praise the Lord."
Sorry, it's Pastor. She's a little tired.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you have a great rest of your evening and you have a blessed week. We say in Brazil here, Deus abençoe, boa noite, amado igreja. All right, we love you guys, and we'll hopefully get connected again sometime. Everyone have a good night.